Hello and welcome. My name is Mark. This is GameRules.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to play the two-player version of Spades. The rules are a little different for this, especially in the setup. So let's dive in and check it out. For two-player Spades, all you need is a 52-card deck. In this game, twos are low, aces are high, and spades are always trump. To set up for the game, determine a dealer. They will shuffle the deck and then place it face down in between them and their opponent. There is no deal in this game. Instead, hands are formed through a draft. The non-dealer will begin the draft. We'll say that our dealer is here at the bottom of the screen, so our non-dealer is at the top of the screen. To begin the draft, they draw the top card from the stock and they look at it. If they want that card, they add it to their hand. The next card from the draw pile is immediately flipped over to begin the discard pile. If the player looks at the card they drew and decides that they do not want it, they discard it, and then they automatically take the next card. That becomes part of their hand. Once they have either chosen to keep the card or discard it and draw the next one, the draft passes to the opposite player. You may not draw from the discard pile. You may only draw from the top of the stock. The player looks and decides whether they want the card or not. If they discard, they must take the next one, and that is automatically in their hand. If they decide to keep that card, the next card is discarded. The draft continues back and forth until each player has 13 cards. Once the draft is completed, the discard pile is placed to the side. These cards are not used for the round, but they will be shuffled back into the deck for the next round. After the draft is complete, it's time to make bids. Let's move on to the bidding phase. During the bidding phase, players will state how many tricks they believe they can capture. The non-dealer bids first, and they may state whether they will capture anywhere between 0 and 13 tricks. A bid of 0 is called going nil, and there are special points awarded for doing so. Claiming you'll capture all 13 tricks is called shooting the moon, and there are special points for that as well. Our player at the top of the screen bids 6. Our player at the bottom of the screen can bid anything. You do not have to bid a number that adds up to 13. You do not have to overbid your opponent. They say they will capture 8 tricks. Once the bid is complete, the scorekeeper will write down the bid for each player, and the round may begin. The non-dealer may lead the first trick with any card from their hand except for spades. Spades cannot be played until that suit is broken, and we'll see what that looks like here in a little bit. They are going to go ahead and lead out their king of diamonds. Now, the opposite player must follow suit if they can. If they cannot follow suit, they may play any card, including a spade, and that will break the suit. So they will play their ace of spades. The highest card in the suit that was led, or the highest spade in the trick, wins. The ace takes the trick. The trick winner then leads next. They will go ahead and lead their 9 of diamonds. The player opposite of them must follow suit if they can, and they do not have any diamonds, so now they may play any card from their hand, including spades, and that's what they're going to do. Spades is now broken. The highest card in the suit that was led, or the highest spade, wins the trick, so the 2 wins the trick. Again, whoever wins the trick leads the next one. They will go ahead and lead the trick with their ace of clubs. The bottom player must follow suit, and they will play their 8 of clubs. The ace wins the trick, and that player will lead the next one. Play like this continues until all 13 tricks are completed. When it's time to tally up your score, each player will count the number of tricks they captured. If you meet or exceed your bid, you will earn points. Our player at the top of the screen bid 6, and they captured 7 tricks. So they earn 10 points for each trick they bid on. 6 times 10 is 60 points. When a player exceeds their bid, they earn 1 additional point for each trick captured beyond their bid. Those are called bags. So this player would earn 61 points for the round. Use your bags wisely, because every 10 bags deducts 100 points from your score. So the scorekeeper should be keeping track of your bid, your score, and your bags. Our player at the bottom of the screen failed to meet or exceed their bid. When that occurs, you simply take the number of tricks you bid on times 10 and deduct that from your score. This player bid 8, so they would actually lose 80 points from their score. Yes, it is possible to be in the negative for your running score. So this player would start the game off with a score of negative 80. If a player bids nil at the beginning of the round and successfully captures 0 tricks, they earn 100 points. If they do capture any tricks after bidding nil, each of those tricks is a bag and they earn 1 point. If a player bid blind nil, meaning they said they were going to capture 0 tricks before the draft even started, they earn 200 points. And each trick captured for a failed blind nil bid is a bag and worth 1 point. A player who shoots the moon and captures all 13 tricks earns 200 points. And if they fail to capture all 13 tricks, each trick is a bag and earns 1 point. Once the score for the round has been tallied, collect the cards, and the deal alternates each round. The non-dealer will always begin the draft, and the non-dealer will always lead the first trick. Continue playing rounds until one player reaches a score of 500 points or more. That player is the winner. And that's how to play two-player spades. It is the drafting phase of this game that really separates it from traditional spades, which is usually played with 4 players and in partnerships. This two-player version introduces a whole new strategic element with that draft. You might choose to keep your low cards and go for that nil bid, or you might go for the moon, constantly trying to get the highest card possible. How you play your cards and how you bid is determined by that draft. And there is definitely room within the draft to build a strategy for the round. I think it's pretty cool, and it's a great way to play a classic game like Spades with only 2 players. Well, that's all I have for you today. If it's your first time joining us here, be sure to subscribe so you're notified about new uploads. If you would like to see game rules in writing, you can head over to gamerules.com, and I will have a link down in the description. There is a huge library of games available for you to learn how to play. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep on playing.